Oh, wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, you can listen to the show wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube at the Trophy Room. And if you like what you hear, please consider dropping us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, or if you really like us, you could drop us a buck our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So, with all that said, and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, how are you, sir?
Relieved.
Relieved,
the day,
you say?
Yeah, relieved. Just because, the day's here.
It is.
I don't have to worry about, not getting my PS5. It's there. Yeah. It's in the background. I don't know if you can see it standing up. Is it a tall boy back there?
How can you not see it? That thing is huge.
I'm very, very excited to have it. Yeah. I've been playing it all day. I know you've been playing it a bunch too. Oh man, feels good.
It feels really good. Like right here on the video version, I have the digital box right next to me. Below it is stacked my brother's PlayStation 5 as well. So we've done a lot of unboxings today over on the Trophy Room YouTube channel. So right now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. And before we even start this show, this is the PlayStation 5 Launch Day Extravaganza. This is a huge day for PlayStation and for fans alike. And let me tell you something. I probably speak for so many others out there. We're currently recording at 10:17 at night. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning and I went to sleep at 2. I couldn't get decent REM sleep to save my life.
Yeah.
I was too excited for today.
I was tossing and turning too because it was warm.
Yeah.
Out here for November, unreasonably warm. So I was hot in my bed, and I was just like, the PS5 so close. It felt like a Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, expecting something major underneath the tree, except I had to drive out of my house and go to the store to pick it up.
Dude, that's really what it was like today. It was like, if you're a PlayStation fan, this was your Christmas. And it was so... we got so much to talk about. In fact, we're going to talk about our pickup stories at where you got GameStop. For me, it was PlayStation directly because I'm one of Jim's chosen one. We're going to give you guys a hands-on impression of the PlayStation 5 UI, the games we played, what the store is going to actually look like. And yeah, before we get into all of that, Kyle, usually we start the show with what you've been playing. But because we're going to talk about how we got our PlayStation 5s, the stories and all that jazz, let's start with the Patreon pitch, shall we? So first and foremost, thank you all our amazing patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. It's you guys and gals that really do keep the lights on, help us sound this good, look this great, and do all the amazing things behind the scenes. Like we did a 3-hour stream, launch extravaganza today. It's all because of your support over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. And the thing I always say is, if we ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever the world's thrown at you, it really does mean a lot if you head on over to patreon.com/PS Trophy Room, throw our buck our way. I'd like to thank our newest Silver Plus member, Jedi Master Ren, our Platinum members at Twerp, Todd Burwitz, our Gold members, Chaotic Monkey, Gavin Gottfried, Griffin West, Erica Scherer, Jose Jimenez, and too soon. I'd like to thank our Silver Plus members, Hide Indoors, Pink Orcbot, Marcus O'Neill, Ray Martinez, JB the Purple Monkey, Jadis Von Metal, Tim Ulf, and the Winner Gamer. Thank you all so much for supporting us in the month of November. It really does mean a lot. And now, Kyle, it's time to almost square up the PS5. What was your PlayStation journey like today? Because you actually went out and braved the new world, or whatever the saying is.
I did. Yeah. Well, the first stop I went to, I drove by it, and it's right next door to Target. So I was going to hit up Target to see if they had the games that I did not pre-order.
Okay. Well, what games did you not pre-order?
Well, we'll get into that for a second. But I wanted to see if they had enough for me to get the buy two get one free promotion at Target going on.
Oh, smart!
Because now it's a thing now. They did not. They did have one that I picked up at Target, which is Godfall. I surprisingly bought Godfall. We'll see. We'll get into that in a little bit. But then when I drove by GameStop, there was already a line of people waiting outside the store. This was at like 9:30. The doors open at 10.
What were you like? What number were you?
There were no numbers.
No, I mean like if you had to gauge it when you were online.
If I had to guess. If I were to get out of the car at that point, I would have been like number 6 or 7.
Okay, all right, that's not bad.
But I went to Target first. I got Wendy's breakfast, and oh boy, boy, it's so good.
No,
Joe, I'm telling you, it is so good. Anyways, then I would go back to GameStop. I hop online. At this point, I'm like 9 or 10, so still not too bad. There were a couple of kids early in the line. That were like, I'm just gonna go in and see if they have them. Because I didn't pre-order. They didn't have it pre-ordered, but I just want to go in and see if I can buy one today. And clearly, when there's 30 pieces of paper plastered all over the windows, we do not have any for sale today. We have nothing in stock unless you pre-ordered. So that's like 2 or 3 or oh my god, 10 minutes wasted while they went in and just like.
What do you mean?
Couldn't read the
there's none?
Yeah, exactly. But it was pretty painless. Like it was only one person was allowed in the store at a time. You go up, you do your transaction, you pick it up. Interesting for me, I went, gave him my phone number. He got my PlayStation, got my headset, got Miles Ultimate Edition, got Demon's Souls, got Sackboy, and that was it. I was like, wait a second. I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Valhalla and NBA 2K21, the Mamba edition. And he just looks at me and goes, no, they don't come out until next week. And I go, excuse me?
What?
It's a today thing. And I literally just saw Valhalla in Target when I was there 30 minutes prior in being able to buy. He goes, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. I can't give it to you until next week. I'm like, okay, sir. I don't want to hold up the line, so I took the stuff.
Fuckery's at foot there, Kyle.
What I'm thinking happened was they were so nervous about getting everyone through this line that he didn't have time to go back and get the box of AC Valhalla. Okay. Or didn't have it prepped enough. So I'm sure it's there. Like I'm gonna go back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I do want to play NBA. Like this is the longest stretch I've gone.
Right.
From when NBA has released back in September on PS4, to the point like I haven't played, and I play every year, and I love NBA 2K. So I'm itching to get my hands on that one. So I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll buy Call of Duty. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. I just want to buy everything. I was
gonna say, Kyle, are we ganking noobs or whatever the thing is on Call of Duty tomorrow?
I don't know. But yeah, that's my story. Then I came home. Everyone was real worried when they handed me my PlayStation 5.
Why?
They're like, make sure you hold the bottom because it's real heavy. It's like, listen.
I
understand, but I'm pretty sure Sony took that into account with the handle and the way it's packaged. I got this. So I grabbed it from the handle, and they all gasped like, like, chill, guys, chill. I got this.
It's kind of like you're trying to defuse a bomb.
Like come on. But yeah, that's my story. I got home.
Yeah.
Did one take of the unboxing, and then I guess one of the game cases was constantly hitting stop and start recording. When I say I had 1,000 video clips, that is no joke. I counted them up. There were 1,000 video clips of less than a second.
Yeah.
That I was not going to sit here and input 1,000 video clips to make sure they were in order.
No.
So yeah, that's my day so far. And then I've just been playing all day.
That's awesome. I've been, so again, I woke up at 5:30 because, FedEx. So FedEx was like, hey, expect it sometime. Like it just hit the facility, and me being, irrational. I know FedEx doesn't start delivering till like 8 or 9, but I was just like, who knows? It says I need a signature, so I have to stay up. So here's the funny story. I tracked the wrong PS5. I was tracking my brother's. And so I got all excited when it came in, but I opened it up and I was like, wait a second. This is a disc version. I pre-ordered the digital. I'm still gonna open it and play it, but
Yeah.
all right, like I'm not gonna be mad about it. And then,
real quick, funny story. I don't know if you've seen it, but Corey Cudney, who's a Kind of Funny best friend, does all the gifts for Kind of Funny. He pre-ordered the digital version, and when he unboxed it, it was a disc version.
Whoa!
And apparently that's happened to a couple of other people.
That's hilarious.
So they saved $100-something.
Yeah, like that's a Sony
happy
problem.
mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how I was kind of thinking of it. And then I saw it. I was like, oh wait, this is the wrong one. And then my brother came up and he was just like, Joe, and I'm like, happy, merry, early birthday and Christmas gift, Dan. So, yeah, I sold my brother a PlayStation 5. It gave him a steep discount, a family discount, because I'm a family man. And I gave him my Pulse headsets as well. I was just like, here you go. He was very happy. He was smitten because he's been wanting to play Miles. Like, that is the game that he's been wanting to play. And I'm like, you could play this on your PlayStation 4. And he's just like, no. Need to play this on the 5. So yeah, he was extremely happy. That was the first PS5 I got today. The first package though today, Kyle. You know what it was? At like around 10-ish.
It was legit video game Christmas at the Joseph Moran household.
It was. So step 1, it's like 10 o'clock or around there, or 10 or 11, and a FedEx number 1 comes up. I was like, yes, this is it. I open it up. It's an Xbox Series X. I'm like, can't say I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Because I did order this. But I'm going to set it up. And by the time my PlayStation 5 gets here, I'm going to set that up. And obviously, I'm give way more, a shit for my PS5. Then by the time I set it up, yeah, the fake PlayStation 5 comes up. We set my brother's up. It was awesome because, like, we set it up. His station's in the basement, and like we were just trading the controller back and forth with each other, and it really gave me the feelings of like when I was 6 or 7 again. Just sitting in the living room playing NES with my brother. And it gave me that feeling again. Like every time we die in Astro's Playroom, we would just switch off. Like when he first felt the rumble, he's like, Joe. And he passed me the controller. Yeah. And man. Like, I was just like, whoa.
Whoa, it's right.
Whoa. And so it was just an awesome, again, it was Christmas in the Bad Bit household.
That's beautiful. Yeah,
it really was. It was awesome. And then finally, at around 2:00, my digital PlayStation 5 comes in. And
so let me get this straight. Yes. If I'm counting correctly,
sure,
3 separate FedEx trucks.
Yep.
Came to your house. Something
Absolutely.
Needs to be fixed in the logistic department.
Yep.
In your local FedEx warehouse. Something's wrong.
They could have just did it in one shot.
Right?
So yeah, like and you should have seen me how happy I was. Like the FedEx guy walks out, I'm like, thank you, sir, God bless you, sir. I'm not very religious. This is the first time I did that. And he's like, you have a great day. I'm like, I'm gonna have an amazing one. And then I open up the box, Kyle, and I know you're gonna fucking hate me. You're going to physically loathe me because I got this one directly from PlayStation. Again.
Oh no!
One of Jim Ryan's appointed.
I saw this on Wario 64, and I instantly thought of you, like I'm seething with anger.
Look at this. Look at what they sent me.
Thank you card. How dare you?
Thank you card. And I just want to read it. I feel like that's
don't put me through this. Congratulations
on your PlayStation 5. The big day is here. Thank you for your support. We really hope you enjoy the journey. As a small token of our appreciation, please visit thePlayStationStore.com to redeem a special gift. And then there's a code, but I already used it. Fuck you, Kyle. Welcome to the next generation of gaming. Best regards, Jim Ryan. He hand-signed it. No, he really didn't, but, I could say it and you'll believe it because this is an audio podcast unless you're watching the video one. Then I'm full of shit. But he signed it. So and it gave me a cool couple of avatars, and I'm using one which is the blue sacred symbols. So yeah, I opened it up. It was It was fantastic. Today was a great day.
You had to pick the one, right? You had to pick the one avatar that would be a knife in my heart. The blue sacred symbols. Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, Joe. It's fine. I'm not totally freaking out. It's fine.
Let me ask you a question too before we get into the UI and stuff. Like opening the box, because Xbox had a really good presentation.
They sure did
of their Xbox Series. How did you like the presentation of the PlayStation? Because it was very minimal, to say the least.
Extremely minimal.
Yeah.
I honestly love the digital box more. I love the black box.
Yep.
I love that way more than the white one. I think I said it in the unboxing, but I love the shadowed sacred symbols in the background. That's really, really cool. But then it's just it's just a cardboard box on top of two cardboard holding safety holders, and then the PlayStation 5 in the middle, and that was it. It's definitely underwhelming when Xbox has this whole religious experience when you open up the box. And
right.
Power your dreams. Okay.
Yeah, and it's presented like it's goddamn hovering. I'm listen,
right?
if this console war was based on boxes, this would have been a slaughter. Because to me, I was just this is very minimal to say the least. But if you're selling a premium box, wouldn't you want to give us a premium box? I feel like they really skimped out on that. Okay. Very, very minute.
Also, complaint, still weird that there's no games on the box.
Really? Are you?
I'm just thinking, when you think back of every PlayStation that has ever come out, there's always been screenshots of games that you can play or that are coming soon to your system, and there's nothing.
I think you know why they probably did that. I'm going to be real. I think it's the COVID situation.
Oh, yeah, because they're probably not sure what's going to be out.
Exactly.
That's totally fair.
Because you don't... how embarrassing would it be if you marketed this one game...
Yeah.
And then you printed it on the back of every single one of your boxes.
That would be
this game was supposed to prove the point that this console was worth a damn. You know?
Yeah.
That would be pretty embarrassing.
That would be pretty embarrassing.
So that's why I think
that's about as fanboy as we're gonna get.
That's pretty much it. Listen, I said you guys had a cool premium box thing.
Hell yeah.
So to me, I really think it's because I think this box is probably made 9-10 months beforehand, and so they pretty much probably didn't know which way the wind was blowing. Probably, if I had to guess. Mm-hmm. That said, Kyle, we have a lot to talk about. So let's first, it's time to square up, not the news. It's time to square up the PlayStation 5. And let's talk about the UI, but let's start at the very beginning here. The setup, the startup, when you're booting up your PlayStation 5. This question comes in from It's Just Ray. He writes, I have a question. How is the initial startup sound? I'm sure there are videos of this, but I try to avoid these spoilers as I want the sound to hit my ears for the first time whenever it's underneath my Sony Bravia, good kid, that's good TV, with the sound booming from my Sony speakers. How does it compare to the past PlayStation startup sounds? I feel the pinnacle was the PlayStation 3. How does it stack up?
I think it stacks up pretty well. I think it's a very nice evolution. You were talking about premium packaging. I think the sound sounds premium to me. Yeah. Sounds elegant in a way. It's sophisticated. I'm just throwing out words. It's really, really pretty. Setup was a breeze. Outside of the startup sound. Very clear step-by-steps.
Yeah, it was super easy. I don't think I spent any more than 2 or 3 minutes setting up the console and just I did the 2-step authentication for it as well. Everything was incredibly easy, and I really dug that. And when it comes to the startup sound, I do think the PlayStation 3 startup sound is probably the best. I don't know why for me. Even though PlayStation 3 wasn't my go-to console of that generation for the longest time till the end of it, when I think of PlayStation, I do think of that startup sound. That said, this one, I mean, it's going to grow on you. You're going to have fond memories when you boot this thing up. It's an evolution of it. It sounds ethereal. It sounds very, like, kind of like, listen, this is going to sound very fanboyish, very heavenly. Like, it seems like it's floaty. That's what I want. That's the word I want.
And it only is accentuated more, and we'll get into it when we talk about the game later, when you play Astro.
Yes.
And I'm not going to spoil Astro at all, but talk about, if you're a PlayStation fan, you need to play Astro in full.
Yeah.
Because you will be rewarded at every single turn.
It is just a straight up love letter to PlayStation.
Yeah, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. So, okay, we set this console up. It's ethereal, all that jazz. Again, incredibly simple. The one cool thing I liked about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this motherfucker talks to you.
What do you mean?
Oh, you were okay. So I had my PlayStation 5 when I was plugging it up because I was editing, so I had to run over to my computer to finish the edit. And it actually, when it got to the languages, it was just like, for English, this, for, and then it went into the other languages. PlayStation 5, right off the bat, way more accessible because there is voice to speech, or speech to voice.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So, like, it'll actually, like, if you're in the menu and you, like, click on, like, games, it's like, you selected games.
Oh,
like
cool.
that to you. Yeah. It's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
How did you like, or how do you like, the home screen? Like, the main menu.
It felt like trying to ride a bike for the first time over again. Trying to relearn how to ride a bike because I am so used to PlayStation 4 and that UI where, like, I could, with my eyes closed, get to rest mode at any point because I know exactly where to go. And for PlayStation 5, because I've had to turn it off twice today, I had no idea how to get to the power to turn it off from the controller. So it took me a little bit. I'm getting used to it. I'm loving the look of it. It is very sleek.
Yeah.
The cards, some getting used to, but just the home screen, I think it's great. And then when you tab over to the media tab, because we haven't seen that yet until today, it's it's a pretty big upgrade.
Dude,
from what the PS4 was.
Yeah, so
including in setup, by the way, too. Like, you would get to, I think there was an option for the media setup where it was like, here's some apps. Would you like to download them right away? Yes,
and
please.
I'm like, what's Peacock? Everything but Peacock, please.
Hey, same thing.
Yeah, I really like that. Off the top, there was like, you want YouTube? You want Netflix? You want Disney Plus? I'm like, yes, and yes. When it comes to the games portion, because they really do break it up between games and then media. So, like, for the game's main menu hub, the one thing that I think of when thinking about it is it's quick. It's really quick. So, like, they got rid of themes, which a lot of people were upset about because, they're like, oh, man, because it's a little personal touch to it. But when you get to each specific game, it cuts straight into, like, the main, like, picture that they want you to look at. So, like, I have Assassin's Creed Valhalla up right now. I see Eivor, I see the Viking ship, and then immediately I'm, like, serenaded with the Assassin's Creed Valhalla music. And when I tab over to Astro's Playroom, I'm immediately hit with Astro's Playroom with Astro's music. It's instant, and it's also a really nice transition because it's kind of like it fades out and then fades in just at a perfect time so that it doesn't feel really, like, blunt, if that's the word I want to use. So everything is super fast. There is no loading in terms of loading up even, like, the basic information. So, like, here I'm looking at Sackboy's Great Adventure. I'm just pressing down on the D-pad. I'm already seeing the activities, like the trophies I need to unlock. And then underneath is broadcasts. So I could go straight to someone playing Sackboy right here, right now. So, like, I'm looking at Milk Gamer and I'm typing over to their thing, and they're on YouTube. So I could actually go over to YouTube right in this instant. It's literally, once I press X, I'm literally there. There is no, chonky load time. It's instantaneous. And that's the thing that really blows me away when it comes to games. But let's talk about media. Let's talk about the media center. Wow.
Yeah.
What an improvement.
So it kind of sort of looks a little bit like the PS4 in a way where like you have the rows of media, of movies and whatnot. They're there, but there is no, you click on the TV and video tab and then it brings you to a separate thing. It's just R1 on your Dualsense, it'll bring you over to media, and then everything is just there.
Yeah.
And there are more options than just the ones say during the setup of, do you want to download these? Like I downloaded Twitch, easy. A bunch of other ones too that are there. And yeah, it's super snappy. YouTube, I'm shocked that my YouTube login stuff saved. I didn't have to log in on YouTube at all, which is awesome. Kind of shocking. Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's awesome.
The one thing that I really like, so like right up the top, it is featured, and so you got Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Peacock, which is NBC's thing, Apple TV. And Apple TV is the thing that actually comes to mind when I think of the media layout, because if you have an Apple TV, when you click on the Apple TV app, you're actually surrounded by all different types of, like, it's kind of like a congregation of all the big like Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus. Like all those shows are in one app, and you're just kind of browsing through them all. Here on the PlayStation Store, or the PlayStation Media, you have your featured, and then you have Disney Plus. So you get The Mandalorian. Then you have Game On, it looks like video game movies, which is pretty cool. Then awesome. You have Hulu, and then you have Apple TV, and you're panning through their most watched or most popular shows, or you just go straight into the apps themselves. That's up top. It's really well integrated, where it really makes it feel like a really diverse ecosystem of media. So like I can actually see myself and most people really using this and taking this not for granted, but really using this as their main media hub. It's really nice. It's super well organized. Now, yeah.
Real quick, something that did happen during setup that I just remembered. My TV did a weird thing when I plugged it in. I think maybe because it came with like the 2.1 HDMI thing.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, hey, this has like a super special presentation mode for HDR and true 4K. And that never happened with PS4. So when I watched YouTube while I was eating lunch on the PS5, it was the best YouTube has ever looked, in my opinion, on this. Like, it is nuts. Well, just how prettier everything looks.
I have not tried media yet, because the one bummer when it comes to media, and anybody who streams on a PlayStation will know this, every time you want to stream, you have to disable HDCP. It pretty much allows it so that you can run OBS, you can plug it into a game capture card, or else the PlayStation won't allow you to, because they don't want you to possibly record Netflix or record a Hulu show. Here's the one really major positive thing that I could ever think. The first thing that I think of Xbox is it doesn't have that. If you are playing a game, you're just playing a game. Or when you're watching Netflix, you're just watching Netflix. You don't have to do the weird HDCP thing. It's way easier to stream. So I haven't looked at any of the main apps yet. But it is a little disappointing that thing is still there and I have to constantly switch on and off from it. Here's a question, though. Comes from ZChild 2010. Question for Kyle. Have you watched any Blu-rays or 4K Blu-rays on PS5? I feel like the PS3 set a pretty much high standard for watching Blu-rays on a console, especially with that awesome PS3 remote. In my opinion, I think the PS4 kind of regressed a bit, but still being functional for watching films. What are your impressions of the PlayStation 5 as a Blu-ray player? And if you have the remote, any thoughts on that as well? Physical media forever!
Yes, child. Yes! There are dozens of us.
Akin shall rule the earth.
I have yet to watch a 4K Blu-ray on it, but I do agree with you. PS4 did kind of go backwards. Such a missed opportunity for the Pro to not have that 4K drive in it.
Yeah.
I just blows my mind that wasn't a thing that was added. I for sure am going to put that into test this weekend with some sort of 4K and with the media remote, because I haven't used that one yet as well.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's why Sony TVs are the best. So I do have the media remote. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I have the classic, just like the one that came with the TV.
Yeah.
It works on the PlayStation 5 without having to do any type of syncing to it. Okay. So like I'm literally controlling the PlayStation 5 with my Sony TV remote. Shout out to It's Just Ray. He's freaking out right now because I'm giving Sony love. You know? It's I love this. But there is some setup from what I know when it comes to the media remote. You actually have to sync it up. That's so next week I'll totally get a read on it. But so you haven't watched anything yet on here?
Just YouTube. I haven't put a 4K disc in there yet to see how it looks and stuff. I know it doesn't have. Let me get this right, because when it comes to the tech side of things, I'm real bad at it.
We're the experts.
I don't think PS5 can handle Dolby Vision.
No, it can't.
So that is kind of a bummer, because I do have a 4K player just on its own, and that does handle that. But we'll see if I notice any difference to begin with.
Okay,
I think it is Dolby very convenient that I can use the PS5 anyway.
I think it makes like, if I'm not mistaken, I think it makes it makes like the color black look more like the screen's
deeper.
Off. Yeah, deeper. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I will definitely. I was gonna say I'll try it on my PlayStation. I'll definitely try it on my brother's and see how it works. Because I know they have the better 4K drive in here to give people that nicer, I don't know, filmic experience. Well, I'm digital, baby. I don't think about this stuff.
Well, now it's because of the size of it. You don't have to worry about having a 4K dedicated player anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this is, once again, like what PS2 did with DVDs and PS3 did for Blu-rays. They were really the first ones to make it so you could watch physical movies on a gaming console. So, yeah, I think it's awesome that they finally got into the 4K Blu-ray disc game.
Let's talk about the storefront, Kyle.
Yeah.
The storefront is something we haven't seen either until today. How crazy is that?
It's nuts.
Consumerism. We don't question, we just consume. We're just like, yeah, sure. We'll fork over $500. Now, they said that the store was integrated into the system itself. And we all kind of scratch our head of like, what does this mean? Have you tried out the PlayStation Store? What are your thoughts of it? Have you browsed? Window shop.
Yeah, I've gone in there a little bit, including, again, I don't know if this was during setup or when you went to the store itself, but you can click on personalized recommendations and targeted ads for you based on what games you were playing and whatnot. Yep. I left that on because I think that's cool. I think that's a way for me to discover new things. Yeah. It is within seconds, Joe. Kyle. Within seconds, milliseconds, you are in the store, and it is so fast. I haven't checked out the search in the store. I don't know if they're still doing those stupid letter tile things. I doubt it.
Nope, they are not. Continue.
But it is so quick. I immediately went to Bugsnax to get the PS5 version downloaded. Bugsnax. It's right there on the main page, along with the other two PS Plus games. Yeah. Shadow of War and Hollow Knight. They're right there. There's also a dedicated PlayStation Plus button, which is where all the instant game collection thing is. It is so easy to find what you're looking for and to see what's new in PlayStation. It's incredible.
Dude, it is so fast. And like, here's the thing. The PlayStation Store has never been great. No. So they can only go up from here. I think
absolutely.
All the storefronts, for that matter, haven't been great. This one, I now get the appeal of why they had it integrated into the system itself, because it literally just acts like any other app on here, which is again super fast, super lightning fast. So like, yeah, there is no loading. There is no like, oh, I'm exiting out of this, one app into store. No, it's literally in the main hub. So when I pan down, I'm in the storefront. And so like, let's see, I want to see Devil May Cry. So I pan over to that. It's instant. There's no loading. There is absolutely no loading. You see the main title screen, you see the characters, you see who of your friends are playing it. If PlayStation Plus is required, when it came out, if there's in-game purchases, how many gigs it takes, and then like the adaptive triggers. And then it'll show you, if you pan on down, screenshots and trailers. And again, it is just without loading. It is at 110% seamless. Then you have your add-ons and then all the legal mumbo jumbo as well. Everything is just incredibly fast.
It's also worth to point out, even though Bugsnax isn't a huge game when it comes to like hard drive space, I think it's only like 8 gigs.
Yeah.
It downloaded to my PS5 fairly fast.
Oh, yeah.
Within, I think, 5 minutes or so, which is pretty damn good. I know when I downloaded it on my PS4 this week, it took significantly more time. And I am hardwired into my PS5, so maybe that has a little bit to do with it, but it is so much faster. That was my big worry why I don't want to go digital, is because my downloading is always so slow.
Yeah.
But again, Bugsnax is a small game, but it went by so fast.
Yeah. The other cool thing too is like when you hit browse and you see all the games at the moment, you can actually also just filter it right then and there on the app itself. So you could go like PS5, PS4, and then they say here, okay, no, I thought it said PS3. No, it's PS5. So you can filter a bit between PS4, PS5, and PSVR games. So like you're like, I don't want to deal with any last gen. You just go to PS5, and again, it's instant. The cool thing as well, Kyle, is there's a wish list.
Ooh.
So if you're looking at a Bugsnax and you're like, okay, this looks pretty cool, I just pin on over down right next to download, and it will actually allow me to pin it as a wish list. That's awesome. That I don't have to go back to search for it, which I thought is really, really cool. And you have a cart, which is beautiful. It's great. And yeah, the search button or the search menu is no longer the dumb list. Now you get to, again, a nice, beautiful keyboard. There is dictation to this, so you can speak into the microphone.
It's great.
You think it's great? It's good.
I mean, it's good that it's an option.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, yeah. It's good, not great. I think the mic actually on the controller is a bit underrated, because I actually think it's pretty damn good in terms of like speaking into it and getting what, for the most part, I want down on it. It's not as good as like your Siri or like Google Help or Alexa. You like turned on someone's Alexa? Did I do it? Got him. So like it's not as good as those, but for what it is, it gets the job done reasonably well. And again, they do a great job of separating games and media. So the store is such an upgrade.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I'm excited to really go in and take advantage of that wish list stuff, especially when it comes to like the indie side of PlayStation, the smaller things. Just put it all on that wish list. Tell me when there are sales, or tell me like when there are discounts, and I'll be all over that.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, listen, we talked about the UI. We really like it. It's snappy, media, games. It's all there. It's lightning fast.
Can I say one thing that happened to me before we get into like the games and whatnot?
Yes.
I got already my first spam message on PS5.
Oh my God, is there a single in your area? Are they looking to mingle?
Oh my God, they were looking for a boy for the webcam.
Oh my God.
And they were looking for me. I politely declined.
Oh, that's good. Oh, you're looking at Kyle, the heartbreaker. Also, can I just say, before we get into the games as well, the last thing, I can't believe I almost...
Oh, yeah, the crossbar thing at the bottom we should talk about, too.
Yeah, control, right?
Yes.
Control center. Oh, my God. This
customizable.
Thing,
you can take whatever you want out and add whatever you want in. For the most part.
For the most part. I haven't done that yet, but we finally found out what switcher is. Switcher is just your most recent apps, and you could just jump to them. So it's not like a quick resume on Xbox, but it's as close as it's going to get.
But because of the load times, it's pretty quick anyway.
Yeah, it really is. Notifications as well. The cool thing is when you click on notifications, and this is just the stock control center. Again, you could customize it. You could go on Do Not Disturb. Amazing. Right then and there.
Yeah.
And Game Base, which is all your parties, people that you've chatted with, music, which there is Spotify integration, which is great. Sound. So you're adjusting your headphones, you're adjusting the music volume, the video volume that you're watching, all on the fly.
Are you telling me that people can go into their Spotify integrated app on PlayStation 5
Yes.
and listen to us talk PlayStation on their PS5 through Spotify while they play PS5 games?
I didn't even think of that.
That's nuts.
Get on it. Get on it, trophy folks. Let's do it. You can access your mic. And switch the mic of what you're using and the mic level on the fly. The accessories, again, like I got wireless controller and USB headset. It goes to your profile, your online status right off the bat so you can edit it, do not disturb or whatever. Trophies, switching user, log off, and power. Mm-hmm. Control Center is a game changer. I have not used cards as much. That I think is a next week thing. Yeah? How are you digging the cards system?
Like I said when they first showed them off, I thought I was going to have like OCD overload.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. They show you exactly an amount that is comfortable for me. And the really cool thing about cards, I've noticed it a lot with Bugsnax, they'll give you the percentage of how much you've done in that certain quest. And when you click into that is where you can find the game help stuff, which I have used in Astros today.
Oh, wow.
And that is so nice.
Yeah.
That is incredibly nice. You can either watch it and it's instant, it's insanely fast, or you can pin it to the side and do like a picture-in-picture while you're playing and have that game help thing play. It's just like, it's incredible.
I've actually forgot about Game Help. I am going to do that right now because there's a thing in Astrobot that I am stuck on, like a little secret.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's really cool.
It's
Control
awesome.
Center is also a game changer to me because how just quick you are to access all the little things that are usually like a menu or two away. It's like literally at your fingertips. Is fantastic. All right,
and you bring that up by hitting the PS button on the controller.
Sorry. Yeah. Listen, man. 5 hours of sleep. You're saving my life. You're saving my life. Yeah. So control panel is the new hitting the PlayStation button. In order to go back to the main menu, you press down and hold on the PlayStation button. Mm-hmm. But if to get access control panel, you just literally tap and it's there.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about games. That's what we're here for. This is a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. Let's talk about the games we're playing on PlayStation. Kyle?
Joe?
We've both been playing Astros.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are your feelings on it? Because we were both really excited for it. This is probably the first game we've both played on the console.
And I think it is what everyone's first game on a PS5 should be.
Yeah.
I think you have to play Astros. I'm not going to judge you if you're not, but you're making a bad choice if you're not playing Astros first. When I booted that up and I had the Dualsense in my hand, and it's like, oh, here's how the haptic adaptive triggers work. And when you press that down, Joe, I had a come to Jesus moment. I'm like, I understand now why everyone is saying how the DualSense is the next gen thing. I understand it. It feels so... Oh my god, it's hard to explain. It's like your controller and hand become one, in a way.
Sure, that's kind of how I
It's because like after you're done and like you're in like a real tense like rumble haptic feedback thing, you still feel it. Your fingers are a little tingly. It's intense. You can change the intensity of it if that's not your thing. But I highly suggest you leave it to experience what the strong version of that is. It feels great, and then Astro takes advantage of it every turn you go.
Every time he's Marcus O'Neill actually is like, can you describe what the sounds are like or like how the haptic feedbacks like feels? Like when Astro is on a plane surface and you hear the pitter patter of his little feetsy weetsies, you feel little pitter patters around the handles of the controller.
Yeah. When he's in the sand, it feels like he's walking through sand.
The sand, when you're in the sandstorm, it really does feel like little beads of sand are hitting your arm or hitting your hand, right? Like
there's a later level with like wind and rain, and you feel the raindrops, and I think there's a section with the hail, and it sounds like hail is landing inside your controller, and it feels like it.
Yeah,
impressive.
It is impressive. It is it blew my mind.
Yeah.
This is not a gimmick. This is not something that's going to go away in a year.
No.
And if it does, this is then the biggest travesty.
Absolutely.
Because it's really good. The thing that also blew my mind is when you first start up Astro, the adaptive triggers. These things don't fuck around.
No, they don't.
There is actual tension, and it like there's a part in Astro where like you're using like this frog like
it's a frog suit.
Yeah, it's like a frog suit, and it has springs on it. And there's actual tension on the triggers, and it feels springy. Like, they actually feel like it's springy, and the haptics also kind of work into that as well to give you that feeling. So it really does give you that feeling, and it does really a great job at immersing you in that moment-to-moment gameplay really well.
There's also a thing in Astro's... you earn coins, and then you can go into the gacha machine where you can like get prizes for your PlayStation Labo in the section. And when you go to that and you hold down the trigger to pull the lever, like it stops you at a certain point, and you have to push it down as hard as you can to make that click sound. So like same thing with Bugsnax. When you hit the trigger to catch a Bugsnax, it feels like you are clicking in the button in the game. Like, you feel the click happen. It's not like a mushy press like it's been our entire lives. You feel the click, and it's so satisfying every single time. Yeah.
It really... the controller is the next-gen feature. It really is. Like, and it's great that we brought this up, because I'm looking at the Xbox Series X controller. Man, it's a very comfortable controller. It's a great...
I got my blue one.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's very like I was very impressed with this. The little grips on the triggers up top.
It feels like an evolution. Like it's nice rugged back. The triggers are nice and grippy. You know, it feels like a good evolution and a step up. But this does feel like it's a revolution. Like this, and again, I know we sound completely like a bunch of fanboys. Like this controller though is doing.
Once
something.
You experience it, you'll be like. I understand why Kyle and Joe are freaking out.
Where's the Kool-Aid? I'll drink it too.
Exactly. I'll have 3, please.
Yeah, it is so good. And Astro's Playroom plays so well. This is not. It isn't a demo. This is very much is a little game that you're playing on your PlayStation 5. And yeah, like there is so many Easter eggs to this game. And Famous Seamus, the most famous Seamus I've ever met in my entire life, asked this question. And I don't know if we should answer it, but he asks it, and he's famous, the most famous one. So I watched an IGN video of some of the Easter eggs you could find in Astro's Playroom, and I gotta ask, what Easter egg would you want to see if you already played the game? What was your favorite? Okay, I'm very early on, so let's do the very early on ones.
Okay.
Like first level one.
Sure. So, yeah, I think the one that a lot of people saw in previews, and I think one that you tweeted out or you shared.
Yeah, boy.
There is Astrobot dressed up as Kratos.
Yeah.
And Atreus in the boat. Even before that, something I didn't notice the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught this. I don't know if this is the second time you boot up the game.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation Studios thing plays.
Yep.
And instead of the logos of the actual games, it is Astrobot dressed up as the characters in the same way through the sacred symbols. And Goosebumps. It's so good. I don't want to get into the later ones because there are so many. Yeah. This game is filled with them. I have beaten the whole game. I am 1 trophy away from the platinum.
Fuck, really already? Okay.
I'm holding off because I want Bugsnax to be number 50.
Okay.
But yeah, there are tons tons of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil any. There are some that I didn't even get, and there are some like, oh my god, I haven't thought about that game in forever. That's awesome.
Like,
and
even
when it comes to the PlayStation Labo, is where the artifacts are that you uncover, and it's just a room. The collectibles. I think in the previews they mentioned, and I think we mentioned, artifacts are just PlayStation hardware and paraphernalia throughout the history of PlayStation that you collect in the levels, and then it goes in the PlayStation Labo, which is this big open room, and you unlock puzzle pieces for this mural, which is gorgeous. I want that on my wall. I don't know how I can make that happen. And then they just pop up, and you can interact with those artifacts in PlayStation Labo, and they all turn on. They all work. Like, it's the attention to detail.
When you talk about the Labo portion, I wonder if Nintendo's people are going to talk to Sony's people. You know?
You really
over
think
some
so?
copyright infringement. They're like, our piece of plastic, or cardboard rather, we're offended. This thing is way better. Why did you have to outdo us like this? Yeah, my favorite little one, again, it's very early on, so I'm not spoiling it. There is a Solid Snake reference.
Yeah, there is.
And when I saw it, I fucking died. And that's a great thing about this as well, is that like the Easter eggs, either they're like, I'm not a big Metal Gear fan, I saw it, I was like, I know, I understand this reference, right? Like a Captain America.
Now, did
like,
you just see it, or did you interact with it?
I interacted with it.
It's very important that you interact with every single thing that you go into, because it gets even more nerdy.
Yeah.
Even more nerdy into it. It's amazing.
It's so awesome. Again, such a love letter to PlayStation.
If you are a Sony fan at all,
yeah,
you will fall in love with this and want this to be even longer than it is.
Yeah.
Like, I want a full game with this. Yeah.
They said, hey, there's more to come. What the hell does that mean? Are we going to get a full-fledged game? I hope.
I don't want to spoil the ending, but the ending, I love what they did there.
Here's my question, though. You played another game.
I did. Bugsnax.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, it's Bugsnax.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me up a piece of that Bugsnax. Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I actually really dig that you played this game, because I didn't get to on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. I didn't get to play it on PlayStation 5 yet. This is a cross-gen game. And one that isn't, graphically the most beautiful thing in the world. How does it, utilize a PlayStation 5 in unique ways that go, oh, this is a next-gen experience?
So yeah, like the DualSense, the adaptive triggers for sure, is a Bugsnax thing. The biggest thing that I've noticed is the load times. PS4, because you were constantly in Bugsnax going between biomes and going back to collect more bugs that are also snacks and talking to other grumpuses, and it's a lot of moving back and forth, and there was a lot of loading on PS4, up to 30-40 seconds each time. Wow. And in PS5 it's within seconds. Mm-hmm. You're in where you need to go. Because of that, it does eliminate the cool loading screen on PS4 where it shows you all the Bugsnax you've caught, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'll take quick load times over that any day of the week.
Have you gotten used to I'm playing this game or whatever, and looking down at your phone, it's already back up? You know what I mean? Have you had
every time I hit a loading screen, I look at my phone. It's like, all right, did I miss a text or something? It's like, oh no, I can't do that. I gotta stay focused.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how close are you to the 50th platinum that is Bugsnax?
I have a ways to go. I think I'm close to catching 50. I think there's 100 in the game. Okay. I'm moving through it pretty quick, and I'm having a great time. And for those that still don't know what Bugsnax is about, I 100% I know where you're coming from. I'm going to try to find a way to explain it. There's a reporter that goes missing I'm sorry, a archaeologist that goes missing on Snacktooth Island. You get sent out to go find them, and the game is basically you helping these grumpuses get back together because there was this big fight and everyone moved away, and all that's there is Filbo, who's the mayor, who's the one with the weenie hands from the trailer, and you just need to get everyone back and mend the relationships, and catching Bugsnax and feeding them to the grumpuses to change their appearance on what they request. A lot of puzzle things, a lot of cool mechanics where you have to mix traps with other traps to get certain ones. It's really fun. It's way deeper than I expected. And we said on last week's show that the performances and the relationships are way more captivating and engaging than I expected. Like, I'm feeling for these characters way more than I ever thought I would.
And they got weenies for hands.
Not all the time. One has, I gave her olive hands. So she's just got 2 olives.
You hit me with this very emotional story, and then you're like, I gave character olive hands.
Yeah.
It's salad fingers. It's like, all right. I can't wait to get back into this game. But there is a game that's going to take a lot of my time, Kyle.
Oh, I know. It's sitting over there on my table. I know.
Demon's Souls, my God, this remake is a showstopper. This is one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. Like, Blue Point, and what I mean, like, ever seen, like, the set pieces and the skyboxes are unmatched. It looks absolutely
Now, you never played
gorgeous.
the original, correct?
Never. Okay. And Rob in the chat was helping me out. But this definitely, again, Blue Point's unmatched. There's rumors that there is an acquisition, and I really hope that's the case.
I hope so too.
If Sony doesn't buy these guys, I don't know what they're smoking. Blue Point has yet again, it feels like a From Software game. But get this, Kyle, without any of the like really bad graphical bugs or glitches in there. Like, it feels really good. That's awesome. It looks fantastic. So like, I'm in the first level, and like, it just feels like I am playing a From Software game. Like, everything that people have told me about Demon's Souls of just like, oh yeah, this game is slower than Dark Souls. Like, your character moves a little bit more cumbersome. Your dodges aren't as precise or as quick, and like parries and all that jazz. It's the same exact thing. I feel like I am playing the classic without it feeling like I'm playing a classic, because it does feel like it's next gen because of those, you enter the fog and you're just in combat moments. And yeah, the lighting in this game is absolutely spectacular. Like, it's just the global illumination, the systems that they're using. I don't know what they're doing. I think it's magic. I think we're dealing with wizards.
Now, my only question for that is because it is the only thing that I've really gushed over for next gen wise, because I haven't played a Miles or Demon's Souls yet. How does the DualSense feel in Demon's Souls with the haptic feedback and whatnot?
So it's not as
crazy as Astro's.
Yeah, it's not as in depth, but when you're doing slashes, the vibration, like, it feels like a slash.
Sweet.
Like, it feels like a rumble that starts on one end of the controller into the next, which I want to say this. It's also in Astro's as well, but I have a feeling the haptic feedback has something to do with the Tempest sound, because when you're in a direction, you hear something or feel something in one direction, you feel it in the controller. So like, if you center yourself, the vibration will be everywhere. But if you're hearing a rumbling and it's more to your left, the controller will shake more to the left, which is really awesome.
That's cool.
So yeah, like, there's no crazy adaptive trigger stuff from what I felt so far in my hour playthrough of Demon's Souls. But yeah, this game is, again, it is absolutely unmatched in its beauty. Like, I definitely think if you're buying a PlayStation 5, you need to go out there. You need to buy this game. It's just that's it. That's the tweet. I think it's fantastic. And I can't wait to play more of it tomorrow. I'm definitely going to take the day. I actually think I'm going to continue to stress test the console. I'm going to actually try to stream from the console itself and not OBS. So
Ooh,
I think I'll be playing some Demon Souls and being really bad at it.
Sweet. Question, because you
Yeah.
brought it up, and I
How dare
haven't
you.
used it yet.
Yeah.
How is that Tempest sound?
Thank
3D
you
all over the place.
for saying that. The Tempest sound is absolutely bonkers. It feels really, or sounds really good. The sound, again, like the directional sounds, it does feel like it. I don't know how to describe it without sounding like a crazy person. And maybe that should be the thing that's on the back of the box. I don't know how to describe it.
I have a leading question that I want to ask that can
Yeah.
go into something else that you've played today.
Yeah. Go for it.
You've worn them every game you played, right?
Every game I played, yeah.
Tell me how it feels swinging through the city as Miles.
Holy shit.
Am I imagining that is just like the most orgasmic sound you could hear?
So I'll say this. In terms of like Tempest sound, I think it's best either on Demon Souls or Astros.
Okay.
Especially in the early levels of Astros, because it does a great job of immersing you in the world, where like I do feel like, oh yeah, I hear, like birds chirping behind me, like
That's
that
cool.
type of stuff. Same with Demon Souls. When it comes to Miles Morales, I've played about 40 minutes of it.
Okay.
Because I got too emotional because I got into the Spider-Verse suit, and you know me, I was about to cry.
I know you. Yeah.
So I'm a man, it happens. So yeah, like the thwips. The thwips sound so nice because it's very subtle. It's a very subtle thwip, but the adaptive trigger is something else because you don't feel it in the beginning. Like it feels like a normal trigger press 10% in, but then you hit the other 90 and you're like, whoa, there's some, it feels like I'm
You're pulling.
I'm reaching my hand out, I'm extending it, and yeah, pulling back. That's what it's supposed to feel like, and that's what it 110% nails, Kyle. Miles feels so fucking great, and the ray tracing is absolutely mind melting.
Fidelity or performance?
I did fidelity at first because
Okay.
I really wanted to see, this is the one that's all about that ray tracing. So I really wanted to take advantage of it. So I did fidelity over performance. And for Demon Souls, I want to stress I did performance rather than fidelity. So yeah, Miles is, man, chef's kiss. I like the first literal 5 minutes, Kyle. As a Hispanic, that one, it hit. And then as a Spider-Man fan, the next, 10, 20 odd minutes, it's like you literally stopped playing the first game and just started like this was just right afterwards. That's how good it feels. It feels like a perfect continuation of the story. And Miles and Peter's relationship, I'm really interested to see if and where that goes in this game. I really want to discover what makes Miles tick, and yeah, there's a lot of good story beats that they can hit here, and the voice acting is top notch, of course, as well. Hob Tomlin face, I'm all for. I look at him now in the suit.
I saw the remastered footage from various people playing it. Oh man.
Yeah.
It looks even prettier than it did 2 years ago. I don't know how, but it looks great.
It definitely has me screwing around with my HDR settings. Because you know me, I have dumb eyes. So I'm like, which one's the best one? Do I do full HDR? Someone help me out. Do I do full HDR? What do I do? So yeah, like Miles Morales feels great. I can't wait to play more of that. It's just now I'm at the point where I'm like, I have so many goddamn games, Kyle. So many goddamn games.
It's an exciting thing because I'm sitting here on the verge of tears almost, hearing you talk about those games and the fact that I haven't touched them yet. And the two games I played is Astros, which is a beautiful game.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous. But I cannot wait to play Miles and see how gorgeous Demon Souls is, and to eventually get my AC Valhalla game and see how gorgeous that game looks. Like, I'm so ready to be blown away.
And that's the last game I tried out for literally 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I got my save carried over. Now the weird thing is when I go over to AC Valhalla, like I have a few trophies in it, not many. But do you have a question?
I do. I was raising my hand. I didn't want to cut you off again.
Go for it. No, please.
How was that process? Did you carry things over from PS4 to PS5? Because I did not.
I did not. I just went to cloud saves. But the weird thing here is it says progress, my trophy progress, 0 out of 0% and 0 earned. I'm like, no, I definitely have a few. Like, I'm not saying I have like half the trophy list, but like I definitely have a decent amount. Mm-hmm. So that is the weird thing.
That's a bummer.
And I did do the free upgrade, so maybe I'm like, so do I need to redo this game again? Like, what's the deal here? Which would suck if that's the case, but load times quick. It's not like they're non-existent. Like definitely when you're booting up the game for the first time, it's there. But I'm thinking, usually it's like 30, 40 seconds. I'm in after like five seconds. So
yes,
very fast, man. It is crazy. It is crazy. That said, Kyle, we have one last question here. So again, those are the games we played. Those are our brief impressions of. I want to give you some homework, and I'll do some as well.
You give me homework?
Yeah. And the audience who have PlayStation 5s.
Okay.
When it comes to backwards compatibility, again, we tried AC Valhalla and Bugsnax, but I don't think that necessarily counts. I've downloaded Days Gone because that's supposed to have some enhancements that are really impressive.
Ooh.
I think we should tackle the collection, maybe 1 or 2 games, and actually see what the real differences are.
That works.
Yeah.
I called God of War.
Fuck. Why did I choose Days Gone? What? Out of all the games?
Yes!
Oh, damn it.
Listen, Days Gone is fantastic. I love Days Gone. It's a great choice.
But it's not God of War. What was I thinking?
Yes!
I'm an idiot. Dumb idiot. Oh, I'm so stupid.
I want to know if in God of War,
Yes.
I hit that R2 button, Joe, after I throw the axe, am I going to feel the rumble as it comes back towards me?
Oh, shit.
That's what I got to know. Maybe I have to do that tonight because that's itching now.
Now that you're saying it, where's the story? So yeah, that's a game. Again, we'll play some backwards compatible stuff. We'll do that on what you've been playing next week. Jedi Master Ren writes in. Let's see. Hello, Star Wars connoisseur here. Await no longer. Greatness is upon us today. The PlayStation 5 is getting set up in houses across the world as we get everything set up to replace our PlayStation 4s. I'm starting to reminisce on the experiences I've had with it and where we're going this gen. What do you want Sony's next first party acquisition to be? He says Kojima Productions, Blue Point, something crazier. We've done that. We've hit that question a couple times. Let's give this piece of hardware the send-off it deserves. So, what is the promise of PlayStation? I want to use Jedi's question as what is the promise of the PlayStation 5 that you want starting here, that when we leave this generation, that this was the promise fulfilled.
I want them to promise to stick to what makes me a PlayStation gamer. I want them to give me full-blown, emotional, easy to attach to single-player stories and characters that feel fleshed out, and just games that are just freaking fun to play. That's what I want. I want them to carry on their storied and historic lineage of games. I want them to have the freedom to take risks, as we saw in PS4 with Guerrilla Games making Horizon Zero Dawn after being a Killzone dev for forever. I want them to keep taking risks. I want them to keep making single-player great stuff and just keep making good moves. Smart moves that we saw towards the end of PS4 with crossplay and all that jazz.
Yeah. I want the promise of this Dualsense.
That too.
Because I don't want this to be a gimmick. I really want this to be a thing because I think this is something special, and I think it does bleed into what you wanted or what your request was, which is like, dude, don't forget what put you on here, what put you on the map. Give us those stories we can't get anywhere else, and I think that immersion kind of bleeds into that. Catalyst 313 writes in, with how great Spider-Man and Miles Morales has been doing, it makes me wonder how well PlayStation could do with other superhero games. Maybe they could make a Marvel or DC video game universe, whether it ties into their retrospective universes like MCU or DCEU, would be interesting, but unrealistic. My question for you guys today is, what other superheroes would you like to see get a video game, and would you like a comic book video game universe? Anyone you'd like to voice act for them? Words are hard for me today, especially like where everything's blurry now because I'm so tired. I got one, and I think I already nailed it. Sucker Punch. They're making a Daredevil game.
Oh, Joe, that's
Check
so
fucking
good.
Mate. Check fucking mate.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, game set match. I'll take the other half.
Okay.
I do want a comic book video game universe.
Yeah,
I think it would. I think it's a missed opportunity that Insomniac Spider-Man isn't going to show up in Square Enix Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah.
Even before the whole exclusive thing.
Right.
Or like those characters show up in a future Marvel Spider-Man game. I think that's a huge missed opportunity. But I don't necessarily think they have to go all in and make it themselves. I think I like that Rocksteady has this Batman DC universe pretty much on lock.
Yeah.
And if Sony just keeps building up and give another studio another superhero and just like keep building up that way, it'd be cool for them to intermingle every now and again. But that's a while away.
It's so hard to build like a game universe because games take so long to make and visions change and all that.
Yeah.
So like, I do think that's out of the cards, but I would have liked to see that Avengers, and I really do think it was like something bleeding into each other, but yeah, we saw how Avengers panned out, so
yeah,
I definitely think that was something like a mission abort. Hide Indoors writes in, I don't know if you guys have spoken about this in the past, so feel free to pass this one by. No, we haven't, Catherine. Don't worry, we got you. When you get a new console, there's often an old one on the shelf that becomes pushed to the side either in time or right away. What do you plan on doing with your PlayStation 4s? And historically, what have you done with your old consoles in the past? Personally, when I eventually get a PlayStation 5, I'll either donate my PS4, oh, that's actually nice, or ask if anyone in my life might want it. I also still have my OG NES, because that's how you're supposed to say it, from when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
Kyle?
Joe.
I have like 4 consoles. I'm legit just selling.
Yeah. I've never had... I'm not going to use that word because that word is a bad word to use in this situation. I've always had the need to trade in previous consoles in order to afford the new ones.
Yeah.
Money's always been tight in my life, so I don't have the opportunity to hold on to them. So now when I look at it, and like even we had this talk, I think on the post show last week, like, am I going to save my DualShock 4s? Am I going? And I have flip flopped back and forth nonstop. Of they're just going to sit on the shelf. I would rather put that towards a game to make that less expensive now that they are $70.
Yeah.
So it's a weird push and pull. As for what I did with my PS4s, I traded my basic slim one to GameStop the other day, and my Spidey PS4 is I'm selling it to a friend who really wants it. So it's gone.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit last episode. Kind of teased it. I was like, maybe I'll make my PlayStation 4 my my remote play console.
Yeah.
But really just looking at, like traded values and what I can get for it, just like money wise. Yeah, it very much, I don't see myself keeping these consoles around. But again, I don't know if I want to trade in my PlayStation or my Spider-Man one. But like today, I was looking at the living room, and there's just no space for the PlayStation 4 Pro anyway. So I'm just like, all right, I guess I got to give it up. So yeah, for me, I'm not very sentimental when it comes to hardware. I'm just like, whatever, goodbye. It's really about the software, and that's why backwards compatibility is so important to us. It's because like it's a software that makes a hardware great. Right, it's not vice versa. So for me, it is more about the experiences. Like you talk about God of War, right? I was like, shit. So I already downloaded it because I'm like, that's a game I need to play.
It, Joe.
I had my fingers crossed. No. You play. But yeah, like that. It's kind of like those things. It's like I'd rather. Like when I think about like Red Dead Redemption, the first one, I'm like, I would pay $300. Someone wipe that from my brain right now, and I replay it. It's not like, oh man, if I can have my PS3 again, wipe my brain, So yeah, that's pretty much where it's at for me. But when it comes to the NES stuff, like the really old stuff, we do have, I have one right beneath me. It's just nice to have because I will never forgive my brother for trading in our original SNES. Because that's how you say it, not SNES, you fucking weirdo.
I didn't have SNES or N64. I had a PlayStation, obviously. I had an NES, which we were given from my aunt and uncle. It's somewhere in this house somewhere. And the only time I did something bad as a kid is I took my dad's credit card.
Uh-oh.
And I went on eBay because I didn't understand what that was at the time. And I bought a Sega Genesis lot. And it's over there underneath the table. I have a Genesis and 12 games. It wasn't super expensive, but it was just dumb Kyle not understanding how money and credit cards work.
My father would have got the fucking belt.
He was not happy with me when he found out. I'll tell you that much.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Before we leave, though, Kyle, there is one thing, and I kind of should have brought it up in the beginning of the show. Can we talk about the size of this console?
Yeah.
We have it out here in the wild. We have it in front of us. I'm looking right at it. Okay? And I'll just, for the video watchers
let me go turn
here,
and take a gander.
Yeah, take a real gander. All right? And I'm going to spin my... Oops, sorry. That's a dust. That's not me farting. That's my console over there.
No, I can barely see it because it's so dark.
Oh, yeah. I don't have the light on me this episode. But it's huge. It's unwieldy. It's too big.
I don't mind in size, honestly.
You just shrink it just a little bit. And I was really hoping I could have maybe fit it, and it was just illusion at this point now, looking at it in actual factuals. If maybe I could have fit it underneath the TV, that was not the case. That's what I could have done with my PlayStation 4, not with my PlayStation 5. It's too big.
I still think it's fine.
What about the stand?
Stand's great. For what it is, it's great. Why? You don't like the free stand that they gave you with the console?
Oh, yeah, the little screw. Listen, I get it. I finally get it. I'm with it. Listen, the design is cool, but it's also flawed.
How is it flawed?
It needs a stand to stand. Lie down.
Sure. There was also a PS4 stand, but many people didn't use that stand either.
Yeah, but I could have laid my PS4 down flat and it didn't need
you're saying for being horizontal.
Yeah,
okay. I get that part of it.
That's a design flaw. Someone should be punished. Someone should be getting the belt at PlayStation for thinking that was a good idea. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair.
Maybe corporal punishment is not that bad or whatever it's called. A capital punishment. What did I say? I'm delirious.
You said corporal.
Corporal punishment. Kyle, listen. Guys, before we say goodbye to you all, we do have a giveaway that we need to give away. So, over the past, 2 or 3 months, we've had this. If you get us to 100 reviews on Apple Podcasts, we give your first next gen game for free. We give you a free next gen game. We've had over 130 reviews so far worldwide, which is fantastic. 106 here in the States alone. It's been incredible. So first and foremost, I wish I could give everybody a free game. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Thank you all so much for going out of your way and being awesome, doing the things you do. That said, I feel like, Kyle, at every 100 reviews, we should give away a game.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay. So now we need 70 reviews, and a game is yours. You pick it, it's yours. We'll do a little raffle like we're about to do now. Now, I have wheelofnames.com. Very scientific stuff here. Very scientific stuff. They have this wheel that's spinning, and I put 136 names in this wheel. And I'm about to click it to find out who's the winner. And I think it's also going to play a little sound.
I love how you're like, I clicked the wheel that is spinning, just in case for those of you that don't know what a wheel does.
Listen, 5 hours of sleep, and here we go. I'm going to click the wheel. It's spinning. Oh, it's making a sound, all right.
Oh, I can't hear the sound. Is it a jolly sound?
Lee Moles, you have won yourself a next-gen game. Congratulations. We will try to figure it out because I know Amazon UK. I know you're in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. So, Lee Moles, congratulations. You are the winner. And even, again, wheelofnames.com even gave you a round of applause. That being said, again, that's been the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast. This has been the launch day impressions of the PlayStation 5 and the launch games. Kyle, oh my God. What the next 7 years have in store, I have no idea. But I can't wait to find out on this journey together. That is the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast. If you like what you heard here, please, please, please make sure you follow us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that is on Apple Podcasts, rate us 5 stars, whether that is Spotify, whether that is, again, wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's on YouTube at the Trophy Room, or you can follow me over at Mr. Badbit, or you can follow the show at PS Trophy Room. Make sure you're following us or being part of the community on Discord, because that's where we get most of the questions in. So, Kyle, before we go, what would you like to pimp out, sir?
Like every time, I like to pimp out myself. Mr. K-Step on Twitter and on PSN. If you're looking for a boy for a webcam, hit me up on PlayStation, like the other persons. Who knows? You can find what used to be kind of NYC, but is now rebranded to 61Indies at 61Indies on Twitter and 61indie.com.
There you go. There you go. And again, you know where to find this show. I know I need to find some sleep. Everybody, thank you so much for making this launch seriously the best launch I've had ever. It was awesome to see all the people so excited for the PlayStation 5 in the Discord. It really just, it's really made 2020 so much better. So thank you all so much for sticking around, being part of this community, and love you. Stay safe. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.
Love you. Bye.